Hello. Hey. Hello. I missed you too. Terribly. My name's Diz. This is Top Shelf Quality Productions presents Top Shelf Quality's Late Night Live tonight. We have got an absolute corker of a show for you tonight. It is really going to knock your socks off and any number of garments you care to name, because this show is one for the ages. We've got twins showing up later on. You know, twins. So that'll be great. We've also got an in-depth discussion of some of my future calendar dates, and you know you'll want to see that. So apart from that, we've got the standard, the games, the pranks, and the constant sense of fun. But before that, there's a few things, and I hope you'll indulge me here with a little bit of just time to blurt out some of the random facts that have been floating around this brain, the crazy maker as they call it. I mean, one thing that's really just been bugging me is you hear about this Saudi journalist. He was a writer. He was a Saudi Arabia writer, and he went missing in Turkey. Gone. I mean, this guy is disappeared off the face of the earth. He goes missing in Turkey, and he left his fiancée waiting out there. She's idling in the car outside the Saudi embassy in Turkey. And look, people are saying it was the king. You know, the king of the Saudis said, this guy's got to go, and I'm going to be the one who makes him go. But I think there's something else. I mean, I reckon this guy's just got a case of cold feet. Cold blue feet. But it also gets me thinking, does this happen to you? Does this happen to you? Are you like me? In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure-dome decree, where Alf, the sacred river, ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground with walls and towers were girdled round, and there were gardens bright with sinuous rills. And here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. Big controversy in Sydney the other day, the Opera House. The Grand Lady, there was advertising on the Opera House for a sports race, and that made people angry. Now, I got to say, I'm not with the wacky mob on this one. I wish that there were advertisements shown on that big old beautiful thing. I mean, if it weren't for advertisements, how would I know when to catch the new season of Scrubs? Look, I'm glad you're in a good mood, because I want you to welcome my special friend and you know, a guy who has really been important to me. Please welcome him in, a Fruit Turner. Hey, Fruit. Good to see you. How you going? Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Talk to me, brother.
Not feeling too good. I've been binge
no.
eating.
Guys, here, man.
More than usual.
And girls.
Actually just broke up with my girlfriend.
Oh, no. What was her name again?
Frederick.
Frederick.
Yeah.
She had that, it was like a long burn mark.
Yeah. It was so hot. I miss her so much. And it just reminds me of, you know, when relationships were a lot simpler, you know, like in primary school, you know, like you just...
I haven't had much formal education.
Right. Well, what happened is you go to school just a regular day, and
I didn't.
Right. Well, you can imagine you'd go to school just a normal style day, and then you say, hey, hey, you're a nice girl. Let's get married at recess. You know, right. And then by fourth period, the teacher's hounding you for your homework, saying, hey, why don't you do bloody homework?
I'm glad you're in a good mood tonight, because we have got a wonderful guest, and you've heard of them, and I think, Marty, I think you've also heard of them, and I think someone was saying that you'd heard of them also. So
Yeah, I've heard of them.
please welcome in. They're fresh here to promote their new business venture. This is a venture of commercial trade of goods and services. Please welcome them in, and we're glad to have them. And I think that you're also glad to have them. Please welcome them in, Twins. Great to meet you. Great to meet you. Let's just take a seat on the big old blue one. Big old blue one. You're good and you're settled in.
Yeah. Thanks for
Great.
having us.
Oh no worries. It's great to see you, and it's also great to say. I feel like I'm seeing double here though. But apart from that, how have you been? What's your state of mind at the moment?
Oh, just very business centered, I reckon.
Yeah.
Getting ready to sell the next batch. You know
Sell
what
the
I'm
next
talking about.
batch.
Well, you know what I'm talking about as well. You love selling the batches.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. He's,
Yep,
he's a big fan.
He loves it.
He's the batch fan.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all of you, you're all batch fans.
Yeah.
Okay.
reckon.
I certainly am.
It's okay.
How does that? But I've got a question here, and this is maybe a question that for you had also. How do the batches relate to maybe the fact that you also you're like a batch of two between you two?
Oh, yeah, we definitely
Yeah,
have. Some
look,
calls
we
say
have
that-
differences. We're not exactly the same.
Well,
Aren't you
You'll-
biologically the same, though?
we're pretty darn
Well,
similar. Yeah.
But we're but we
Copy
have
and
our
paste job on
differences.
these guys.
That's what I said. We've got a teeth.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I wouldn't exactly say that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
But you have the same tattoo.
well, I don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 But then, I mean, look, how does this all tie into? I mean, the price of bread, but specifically in relation to the price of bread, what you're here to promote, which is, and I don't know if this is public knowledge or not, but like I just want to the twins here. These two twins are the biggest, most successful sellers of pod races in New South Wales.
Or as we like to call them, batch races.
It's like a
That's
batcher.
right.
It's like a batcher.
On every pod racer, it's
Yeah.
got both of our faces superimposed.
Did you prefer Sir Bulba or Anakin in that race?
You should take this one, buddy. It's your favorite question.
I think that it's nice and everything that Anakin managed to win his freedom.
That's the small fella.
There's a little guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't
With
like,
the big ears and he's green.
yeah, it doesn't like sand too much.
He's been reading my dream journal, but back to you.
But he got his freedom and he won the race, which is cool. But I don't think people pay enough attention to the destruction that he left in his wake. So we're actually trying to make pod races a lot safer.
Oh yeah.
And also, I'm sure you remember, much faster.
Please don't touch me.
And also much sandier, too.
Yep.
Yeah. They say that sand.
Sandy.
It's also one of the easiest ways to increase one's total net speed is to just chuck some more sand.
Total
on.
net speed sounds like we need this national broadband network.
Oh mate, just sprinkle some sand on top
Yeah,
of that.
fibre to the
broadband.
node.
Yeah.
If only I could go as fast as one of Par's pod races. Am I right,
Oh,
everybody?
he wasn't sand enough. He was so against the idea of sand, and really, if you look back into like the steam engine times, they used a lot of sand back then. That's how a lot of the locomotives actually worked in the first place.
I've never been to Greece.
Oh,
Wait a minute. So pods, pod race, all right?
yeah.
French for two, and you've got these two pods. 1, 2, and those pods look the same. That's kind of like what your twins, you know.
Yeah,
that's
that's
and you're
right.
so. I mean, I think that must be a really strong bond with the
Well,
It's a real strong
we have
bond,
different
you're right.
interests.
Yeah.
For example, I've always wanted to be a talk show host.
And I say tomato.
Where, but he likes pod racing and the pod racing business, and that's
Potato.
I totally respect that. I think that's totally fine. I don't have any problems with that.
I think we're both gonna
Please
be
take it. Please stop touching me.
A long time doing this pod racing game, that's for sure. So we've got a lot
It's
more
mine or
batches coming
yours?
up. I think that might be. It's yours if you want it, mate. It's yours if you want it.
just name my autobiography. Now, look, I'm glad to have you here, and it's fantastic to see you. One of the reasons that I'm really keen to have you here is because you're here at the perfect time. No, not the time on the clock. You're here at the perfect time for the nice 9.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
It's time for the nice 9 now. Do we have a little nice 9 kind of drum roll kind of sound? Maybe like a. Now this is a drum roll sound, and this is for the Nice Nine. The subject for the Nice Nine, and I hope you're all paying attention to at home. The subject of the Nice Nine is Metroid power-ups I'd like to see. This is 9 Metroid power-ups I'd like to see. And so maybe if we can get a little. Do we have a drum roll sound on that one? So this is Nice Nine. Nice 9 Metroid power-ups that I'd like to see. Number 7, the good-natured teasing offset by underlying mutual respect suit. That's a nice 9. Number 6, and if we can get a little bit of a drum roll sound there. Number 6, the fiscal responsibility boots. Number 5, and maybe if we can whip me up some Crimson Gyms and let's get some snare sound. Number 5, the fireball hat from Mario, except it shoots wisdom, like and you just get wise to certain things when it shoots you. Let's get a maybe like a drum roll sound. Drum roll sound. This is Nice 9, and the subject of the Nice 9 is Metroid power-ups that I'd like to see. Number Nice 9. We can get let's get a drum roll sound. The Mega Bomb. Number 3, let's get a Nice 9 kind of sound. This is number 3 is cleanliness missiles. Number 2, now this is Nice 9. This is the subject of the Nice 9 is Metroid power-ups that I'd like to see. We've done a lot of them, and we're up to number 2. The number 2, minimum wage jump. Number 1, now let's get a little bit of a drum roll sound, and this is a Nice 9 drum roll sound. Specifically, 9. Number 1 is diversity beam. Diversity beam. Let's come on. Yeah. Do that. Okay. And this is a great opportunity to kind of lead into something. I was wanting to move on to another phase in the show. It's a phase in the show that involves wait, stay still.
There's been a slaughter here.
Stay perfectly still. This was a secret trigger code that I was hoping to never hear. It basically right now, Fruit Turner. This is Fruit. Can we pull up a camera on Fruit Turner there? Yep, that's Fruit Turner. He has been possessed by Robo-Khan. You've heard of Robo-Khan? Yeah.
He's like a major competitor.
Yeah, he almost beat Ben Quadraneros. Anyway, but now, if we don't act within the next 20 minutes or so, he will probably start, getting very, very violent. But the only way to stop this, and this is, I learnt this from a Himalayan mountain man in Campsie, that the only way to stop this is to say his secret trigger word. This will disengage him from the spirit of Robo-Khan. Now, this is a secret trigger word, and I want you to keep it between yourselves. Are you fine to just?
Yeah.
I will just say that there are no secrets between twins, though. So we're not going to be able to keep it secret from each other.
That's also another one of our tattoos, with our faces the same.
But besides that, no one else will need to know.
Yeah.
We actually have another twin. So I guess he's technically, you could call him a triplet. So we might tell him.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm glad you're here, and the secret trigger word, and just keep this to yourself. The secret trigger word is Blueberry 7. All right, well, it's time for another great top shelf bit. It's time for the top shelf couch gag. All right, let's go. Let's get ready for the top shelf couch gag. Good one. Woo. Woo.
That's good.
Well, that'll put the fear of God in yeah. Woo. How are you feeling, twins, about today?
Yeah, that was good.
And how are you feeling about today?
Yeah.
It's top quality, some top quality games.
I can't
games
tell
and
where.
jests.
Are you looking at him or me?
Who are you looking at?
This is actually a classic game that we twins play, particularly when we're pod racing, is the who's looking at who. Are you looking at the back of my head, or are you looking at the guy in front of me game?
I hope you win a lot of truggets on that one.
Oh,
Really want to get those dual afterburner coils, but the well, it's been great having you here, and I'd like to what you're promoting your pod racing equipment and parts.
Yeah.
Well, like in a sense, we are. I'm actually also here to promote my new talk show.
Please welcome them out. Like, we're so glad to have them. Please welcome out twins. Twins. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. We can and then we'll also. Thanks, buddy. Yep. Thanks, buddy.
Hello, mate. Weren't they a handful?
A handful, and then some. So what do you reckon? I mean, what have we done today? Have we achieved anything?
I think we took one step forward and several thousand steps back.
My favourite Stevie Wonder tune.
Sure.
Please welcome him out. His name is Fruit Turner. Okay. Whew. Boy. I mean, we have been just throttling through it 1 million miles per, as far as I'm concerned. It's intense, it's crazy. Like life. I bet you've noticed the increased speed of modern life. Driven by acceleration. And I bet you've noticed things just don't seem the same anymore. They seem different. Sounds like you need a bit of connection, you need a little bit of human trust, a little bit of empathy. I'm an empath. Sounds like you need my show. That's right, Fringe Festival. The jewel of Sydney's inner east. And I'm going to be there. That's true. I don't exist just in the hallowed halls of Valhalla. I walk amongst you, and I'll be there. It's a Fringe Festival show about my wacky family. My mom, she baked these tunas. And my dad, put away your lawnmower, Gramps, and pick up these rock and roll CDs. And my sister, oft, Madon. So it's my friend's show, and I'd love to see you there. It's at the Factory Theatre. They've got they cleared out. They used to have a skip there, but then they found a better place to move the skip. So there's now and they put a theatre there. And I mean, it's just about truth, and it's about honesty, and it's just about I'm not afraid to accept that. It's about what does it mean what does adulting mean in 2016? So I've been Diz. This has been Top Shelf Quality Productions presents Top Shelf Quality's Late Night Live. Our guest next week is RZA. We'll confirm that, but I think it is RZA.